Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the Bears. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the phone-in show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxchair. On the panel is my mate, JFK, and the one and only Blue Star. How we doing, gentlemen?
All right, Oxchair.
Evening,
How
Oxchair.
we doing, mate?
I'm all right.
How about
How
you,
you,
Blue
Bl-
Star?
I'm all right, apart from the toothache, mate. The Rabbi named it right, the Helio diseases. But apart from that, I'm doing well.
It's no pleasant, no pleasant. What about you, JFK? How are you?
I'm tickety boo, mate. I'm happy as a pig in. You know what they say. I'm
Right.
just a...
Be back in a battle fever Wednesday, getting ready, is it?
Oh, hey, I don't care what they say. It's come Sunday, the battle fever's building up to then, yep. Don't care what MD says, this game is very important. Whatever side you are, whether you're a blue nose or a puddle drinker, you want to beat whatever. So I'm looking forward to Sunday. Can't wait.
It's a big game. It's a big game for a lot of reasons, Blue Star, eh?
Absolutely, Ox. We want to keep our run going. We can at least turn around at the end of the season and we get the 3 points and say, well, we beat them at least twice at home and we were very unlucky in at least one of the games at Parkhead. So, we want to win the game. We want to win our remaining couple of games.
I agree. JFK?
Yeah, I mean, we did there. I mean, five games in a row. League games in a row. We've not done that this season, so we've done that. So let's go and win these last two games. And again, the puddle drinkers and their ilk are like at it again today. They're saying that the league's done. Obviously, we won it with 12 points. So what's the use of playing these other two games? I'll tell you the use. Come Sunday when we batter the spoon burners. Oh no, it's not a spoon burner, is it? No, it's a puddle drinkers. I need a drink.
Yeah, up, mate.
When we do the puddle drinkers on Sunday, because they're trying to fob it off as a nothing game, but they want to win it as much as we do, but we need to win it more. We do. We need to win this one and the next one against Kilmarnock. So for me, it's a big game. There's no two ways about it, Oxia.
On the selection, obviously the last two games, Ross McCrory's appeared in the All Firm games. Do you think that's something the manager will look at again, or do you think he's moved on for that, Blue Star?
Going with the last 4 or 5 games, you would have to say he's probably moved on for that. Certainly, I think it was at the last game that he had him on the bench, yeah. So he might be on the bench, but I'll be honest, I don't see him starting unless we've got injuries. But I get your point, because he's more than held his own in the last 2 Old Firm games. Absolutely no doubt about it. I wouldn't have any qualms if he did put him in.
He seemed to appear for neighbour in the last game, JFK, didn't he?
Well, he did, that was something that I never thought we'd see probably to next season, but he's been included in the squad and he probably will be again. I mean, maybe if I look for another goalkeeper on Sunday, then he's a man to step in. So,
I suppose he covers a few positions now, doesn't he?
Well, aye, definitely. I was pleasing to see him, but I still say that for what I've been told is that he will be possibly transferred next season. I think he's looking to get more game time than the gaffers want to give him. So, and time will tell in the close season who the gaffer brings in, whether there is a place for young McCrory, and maybe not even in the squad, but maybe belting about in the reserves and things like that under 23. So I don't know. It was pleasing to see him there because I think we all rated him, but is there a place for him? I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to think there would be, but we will see.
Aye, I think the boys got a chance to make it, but I think sometimes utility players, when you're not a specialist, it can sometimes work against you, Blue Star.
Yeah, you've got a point there, Rox. But then again, is that down to him, or is it because he has been moved about for like
He's
some
been unlucky, mate. He's
Yeah.
been unlucky. He's what they put the gloves on him, blooming Sunday there. You know, he's
Exactly. I mean, initially when we brought him in, I think we were playing him at centre half. To me, he wasn't really commanding enough at centre half. But I'm being honest, I think the games more or less, most of the games he's played in midfield, I think if you're being honest with the boy, he's never at any time let us down. Certainly, right at the beginning, he put in a couple of rash tackles. But again, he's a young kid. I think there's plenty of scope there for him. But as Jimmy says, it's all down to how the manager sees it, you know.
Aye, but I'm not saying he will play. I'm just saying what your opinion was, because I remember we talked about it after the last game, how he had appeared from nowhere, you know.
Yeah. Certainly. I mean, certainly the game at Parkhead, and especially the first game at Ibrox, boy oh boy. I mean, to be fair to the kid, he ran right in midfield. I mean, he really did. You know, so it shows that he's certainly got ability. I think he's a decent enough squad player to have. I can't see how MD could say that he wasn't. He's hard in the tackle. He's fearless. He can certainly run, and let's be honest, he can move with the ball at his feet. So, I think there's plenty of prospect in the boy. But again, it's all down to the manager.
I just feel that the managers get other avenues to get in, and obviously,
so what's your midfield then? Well, I assume everybody's fit. JFK.
The midfield.
What's your midfield?
My midfield's going to be Kamara, Davis, and Jack. I mean, I would play Jack in there, Kamara and Stephen Davis before I would. I mean, the boy McCrory's a central defender or a defensive midfielder, as you all know. The gaffer's obviously looking at other things, as we've seen. I mean, we've seen him talk about Mexer today. Allegedly, he's been offered a contract. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. That's just TV and paper talk. But where does that leave him? I can tell you, I mean, I'm not wanting to divulge my sources. I will do behind closed doors, to say, if you want. I have been reliably told that he's
looking elsewhere. In the front of the doors, if there's enough shekels involved.
Well, you never know, mate. I have been paid that way before, you know.
It's been known.
It has been known, you know. Paintbrush and bib overalls in hand.
If you don't like his principles, he's got other ones, Blue Star.
Yeah, none. But no, I rate him as a decent player, but I don't know. I mean, the managers obviously get different thoughts. He brought him in there because obviously he felt that he deserved a chance to come into the 18. So I've got my doubts, and I think I'm probably right when you'll see what happens next season. I think the gaffer's got other ideas, and it's the boy himself, as far as I know, has approached the manager. He's looking for regular first team football. I don't think he's going to get that at Ibrox, guys.
Ox, I seen an interesting thing there coming up earlier on about the Ajax team. Now, we were all talking about it a couple of weeks ago about how they had brought through a lot of their own young players through for the various age groups, yeah. And I was reading there, and seemingly it's fact, and I was quite shocked. More than 4 and 5 of their first team squad are on more than €3 million a season. Boy, oh boy, that's some upturn in the likes of the Ajax, the way they conduct their business.
Is that roughly about 60 grand a week? Yeah?
Aye, I mean that's big money for Ajax, because they never ever paid that out, you know.
It's big money to me and you. It's not a lot of money to GFK, but it's big money to me and you.
Definitely.
But their mantra was always that they would never ever pay young guys that, even right through their history, you know. So that it just shows you how the game is changing, even in various countries.
I think
I wonder if they've got a lot of sort of bonus structure in there that's getting them that as they're getting success,
Yeah, I don't know. It shocked me because I know
Just
for a fact Ajax never ever paid out money like that. Certainly not to young guys.
I don't want to give the score out because we know what happens with Dare Abbey get dogs abuse close star.
I know that.
Just an interesting stat. I know stats mean nothing. What would you say if we had a season where we get beat 19 games in a season, get lost 19 games? Our punters would be going nuts, wouldn't they?
Aye, and that's them in a semi-final. That's Spurs you're talking about. Absolutely incredible when you tell us that. 19 games they've lost, and yet they're in the semi-final of the European Cup. It just doesn't seem right, doesn't it? No.
Our manager, any of our managers would be getting absolutely slaughtered. And I like that Pochettino, but I didn't realise he'd lost 19 games.
Incredible. Totally incredible.
He made a boo-boo. Pochettino, he should have went to Leicester. Leicester were trying to get him before they got the.
I would leave Spurs for Leicester, mate.
Yeah, I think there's more money at Leicester than there is at Spurs. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Rangers. If we lost 10 games in a row like that.
In a season it was.
Aye, in a season that meant as much as it should have meant. I mean, we'd all be up in arms. But we were talking today. I mean, would it really matter if they won the Champions League? Would it, if it was us or a Europa League? Would you? I mean, is the be all and end all for us the league? For me, I'll say yes. It is. I would if I had to forfeit one to take the other, I would take the league rather than the European trophy.
Every time you'd take the league.
Yeah.
Well, especially at this moment in time, Jimmy.
Yeah, definitely.
Any other season, if you can win a European trophy, let's be honest, it is prestige because you're beating good European sides. But at this moment in time, it's all about the league. Ox, there's one for you.
Yes.
We're talking about them across the water. Oh, sorry, we're never talking about them, but you know what I mean. We've only lost one more league game than what they have.
And if we beat them on Sunday,
that's us evens, yeah.
Aye.
I found that incredible. I only seen that the other day. It's blinking draws that's killed us. But
if you think
in actual
back,
wins, they've only won one game more than us.
Yep.
And if you think back, if you take the draws, and I don't like this, but I'm sure we'll review the season and we'll have a right good look at it. But Motherwell and Aberdeen, the first two games of the season, was that the tone or was that the catalyst for what was ahead of us? I mean, the Aberdeen game we didn't deserve to lose, even draw the game. We were far the better team, even with 10 men. The Motherwell game, we got ourselves in front and we just looked like a new team. I think now we've been able to see that game out, no problem. But we're just a new group of players and maybe just a bit of bad luck, for being honest, Blue Star.
Yeah. The thing I can't get my head around, I was watching a couple of the games of Ox, and see when you think about when we beat them and we went level, and then we had that ruddy months break, how we came back in that St Johnstone game and played as bad as what we did. And that, I think that was the catalyst, that ruddy St Johnstone game, and that was us playing at home. I still can't get my head around how every player was absolutely rank rotten in that game. It was mind blowing, and you're saying to yourself, but you've all had a month away, you've had your weeks in the sun, you've had good training. We were back to not having many injuries, and you're saying to yourself, you expected at least a bit of a performance. We get neither. We didn't get the result, and we certainly didn't get any performances. And I think that it kind of stemmed for there, because the next 3 and 4 games we just didn't look the part at all, didn't we? No.
I think sometimes, I mean, we've all been to Ibrox and we've had disappointing results. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going sometimes and you maybe said, well, God's sake, we were that team. They had to win up 3 times and their goal was man in the match and they broke away in one shot at goal. you just say one of the days, but some of the performances we put this season, as you say rightly, St Johnstone, Kilmarnock at home, you know,
Yep.
and I'll mention them again, the Hibs game at home, Dundee away, games that we should have been easy 3 points, GFK, yeah?
Well, when the puddle drinkers beat us in September, you know, we had not a bad wee run there in the league and in Europe, and then we come up against Livingston, and we all know what happened that day. You know,
That was a disaster.
that was
By the way,
that.
we deserved to get beat.
Aye, but that was an ugly game. I mean, we beat Dundee 4-0, and then the great game against Villarreal away, and then we pumped St Johnstone 5-1, and then the cup game that cost us Fred was against Ayr United, and then the next week against Livingston. That was disastrous for us. That was we deserved to get nothing for that game. You're right, Oxshire. And then we went on, it was Rapid Vienna. We won at Ibrox. We beat Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Hamilton away, if I remember.
I'm sure when we're finished, we'll look back at the season. But there's been catalysts for a lot of the things. And do you think we'll be back bigger and stronger for it next year, JFK?
Oh, I think so. I said that the other night there a few times, Oxshire. I think we'll be bigger and better next season. I'm actually looking more forward to next season than I was when Stevie Gerrard became our manager. I think things are starting to click into place. I think he'll get rid of the Deadwood. He never actually saw the real Deadwood. He's actually saw them play. The European journey was good, and we'll obviously go into the European journey in the summing up of the season. But I think that the manager knows the players that he needs to make the team better, and I think he'll get them. The boy Mexer is a category of the player that the calibre of the player that he's looking to buy.
What do you know about him, JFK?
Only what I've read and what I've saw as usual on YouTube.
Right.
I've read a lot of good things about him. He's 30 years of age, blah blah blah. He's supposed to be fast, hard. So we'll see what the gaffer. If the gaffer thinks he's worth a go. And they have allegedly offered him a contract. So I'm happy for his judgment and see what else he brings in. I heard the day that we'd actually, whether it's true or no, somebody said it was in a paper somewhere, but I never seen it. Did they actually go and approach Skirtle again?
I've not seen that one, mate.
Not seen it, Jimmy.
I've not seen that one.
I certainly read about the Mexi guy, and I'm a bit like yourself on YouTube, and I read about him. You mentioned the right two words there. He's meant to be very quick on his feet and good in the air. The very fact the team is way Ox, they gave him a 5-year contract. He's honoured that. He's out of contract. They've offered him another 2, Jimmy? I think it said
2 years, right?
Yeah. So he obviously must have something, the chap. And the very fact Stevie G, seemingly it says he's watched him 3 times recently. He obviously fancies the guy, you know, when he's went and met him personally. So here's hoping.
Well, Graham Souness said some words of wisdom. I don't know if he's read it. I mean, Graham Souness said reckons, and his the great heat he's got by managing many good teams all over the world, including the Glasgow Rangers. He reckons, in his estimation, that Alfredo will stay at Ibrox only because no big club bigger than
England.
Rangers will come in. So that might be a bonus for us, and we might get the Fox idea of Jermaine Defoe playing alongside Alfredo. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll just need to wait and see on that. But I'm looking forward to next season more than I was when Steven Gerrard, because Steven Gerrard was an unknown quantity to us.
I think he's just quickly pass or fail for you this season.
Oh, it's a pass for me.
Pass, Blue Star.
Yep, pass.
It's an A+ for me. You know, you've got to look at the big picture. You've got to look at the club. You've got to look at what he's done on in Rafford Park. Anyway, if people want to join us, what's the number, Blue Star?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, JFK?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and my good friend Fox can bring you right in. And also the old school blue man's there as well.
Yeah, he's sitting in the background, twiddling his knobs there on school blue.
I know he likes playing with his knobs.
He does, mate. He's a technical based guy, you know.
Yeah, he is, aye.
It'd be interesting to see just your own personal stories. What's your first memory of Old Firm games? What's your favourite? Is there players that, you know, that we've mentioned McCrory, there's guys that you think in your time when you were of a certain vintage that stuck out in Old Firm games, and then when they play for the next 6 weeks, you know, and thrived on it. Any that spring to mind? JFK?
1966, I started to go and see the Rangers, but I never actually went to an Old Firm game in 1969.
All right.
But if truth be told, the biggest memory I've got was the 2nd of January when the 66 lost their lives. You know, that stuck in mind. But it was Colin Steen. Colin Steen always against Rangers. Always against the Puddle Drinkers was a thorn in their side. And he was a fantastic player. And I love going to watch Colin Steen. He was my hero in the late 60s, early 70s Oxshire. So along with like Willie Johnson, you know, obviously a big DJ was there as well. I was at the cup final when the big man put the ball in the net at the young age he was, you know, against the Puddle Drinkers. So a lot of great memories. The 5-1 game when Ray Wilkins put that rocket into the net. Hundreds, there's thousands, you know, Big Goffy and things like that. Terry Butcher, don't want to say his name right enough, but he's still a blue nose.
Did you see the tweet for Graham Roberts? Did you see that one?
No.
Graham Roberts congratulated the boy McCrory for joining Rangers goalkeeper.
Did he?
Aye.
I bet he couldn't conduct his sash the same way as Graham Roberts.
Aye, but the horn's gone.
That was a special day under special circumstances, you know.
Oh,
that was some day. No, there's all sorts of memories, Oxshire, you know, and that's what makes Fitbus so wonderful, you know. But I mean, I can admit here that I've sat and I've watched Rangers crying for the defeat, but also crying for the wins. And the last time I cried was the night that Nacho Novo scored the penalty against Fiorentina.
All right, aye.
So things like that, you know. But playing against the Puddle Drinkers is always special, you know. Going to Septic Park and with 18,000 Rangers fans and the old Rangers end was absolutely fantastic. The atmosphere there was electric, you know, and a lot of good memories. Even going to the Puddle Drinkers ground. Yep.
What about yourself, Poster?
Ox, I wasn't at the game. I was only a kid at the time, but I remember I remember panicking when my old man was at the Ibrox disaster one, and he came in late that night, and he was telling us what had happened. So I can remember that, even though I was a kiddie. The next big game I can remember hundreds, but the one that I can honestly say that I was jumping about like a lunatic was JFK mentioned there, the 5-1 game. That was the same season where we'd been beat 6-2 with them, and then we'd hammered them 5-1, and that game, the atmosphere.
There's two 5-1 games at Ibrox. There's the soonest one, and then you've got the other one when Advocat was the manager, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're talking about the Advocat.
The one we Wilkins. Aye. The one we
Wilkins one wasn't the season they beat us 6-2, mate.
So near it was. That was the other one, wasn't it? The Advocate one, the one with Wilkins, that day was just immense. And the other one, Ox, I know you don't like it, especially Jimmy, but the other one for atmosphere, I was in the East Enclosure at the time, was when Mojo scored in the dying seconds against Big Bonner. The atmosphere coming down the stairs that day, for crying out loud, I'd never heard anything like it. Even coming down the stairs, the place was absolutely rocking. And it was all the more special because it was him that had scored the goal, you know. So, but as Jimmy says, it doesn't matter what Old Firm game you think about, especially if you've been on a winning side. They're all just absolutely immense. They're tremendous. Can it be beaten?
Do you think that it's a stronger passion when you're younger, JFK?
Okay, I would say it is. Although I've still got my passion, I think, because I mean, it's not that I'm feeling old and that, but I just wish, I was 30 years younger and I could go and do it, or even 20 years younger and go and do what I did before. But obviously the passion, my heart is still there, and thankfully my head is as well. But the passion is definitely there, and I think I've managed to pass that on to my big boy Graham. There's a lot of young boys, and I listen to Big Stevie for Drum Chapel and that. He's got his wee jamba running about with flags and all that, and he's a cracking wee guy. But you've got to instill that belief and that passion into your kin, and I certainly have done that to my boy. I mean, my boy's only 22, and I've filled him full of everything I can find about Rangers. I've got stacks of memorabilia, DVDs.
Everything I can find.
I know. I just like to. No, there you are, son. And he sits and watches it, and I love that he loves that. So I can see the passion in him. It was the same as I had. I mean, to say he's a mini me is an understatement because he's 6'7".
I wouldn't call him mini.
No, well, he's 6'7", obviously. And he's a good fit, taller than me. But my passion's still there, Ox. Yeah, is it the same as when I was a younger man? It is. But no, I've gone to away games and that. But I don't care what anybody says about walking towards Ibrox on Sunday. Even the night before, wherever I may be, I'm hopeful I'm with you guys having a wee libation before the game in Saturday, meeting up. The butterflies are there. I don't care. The butterflies will be there, and they will be. And even to this day, 30 odd years on, my wife says to me, I'm just as daft as a brush, because I'm a crab at so and so. I'm up and I'm fidgeting about. That's me. But you know something? That's not just me. That's every blue nose out there.
Of course it is.
We're all the same. We get it. Even if you're watching the telly, you're still the same. The butterflies are gone. So yeah, mate, passion's there.
Ox, what about yourself, mate? Can I ask you the same question? What one live in your memory?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I know where I was most of the time. The game that you mentioned when Maurice Johnson scored that goal, I wasn't at that game, which was very unusual at that particular time. I was with a group of friends that JFK knows were making their way to a wedding in Barbados, and we got off the plane, and that was the first time we all went out, and that was a case of another drink started. So I wasn't at that game, but that's a memory. It stands out because of the circumstances. I would think the 5 and 4-1 games and the first of the 9 in a row titles when Graham Souness was a manager.
Yeah.
Because the teams were quite evenly matched then, the two teams. We won 5-1, get beat 3-1 at their place. Walters missed a penalty to make it, I think, 2-1 or 2-0, I can't remember. They ended up winning 3-1, and then we could bounce back, beat them 4-1. And I think later on that season was our first victory in Parkhead for, I think, 9 years. 8.5, 9 years, when I think Ian Ferguson and Drinko scored. I've not checked that out. That was another fantastic memory. Some of the New Year's games at Parkhead. The 3-0 game when Neil McCann, all these games I was at, I loved them. My first League Cup final, 1975, Alan McDonald scored.
Yeah.
The header, the Centenary Scottish Cup final. Could go on and on and on. Obviously, as a kid, some of them, you don't really remember them. You've got to see them now because of the YouTube, and your memories are. I know I was at the games, but if I'm being honest, I
can't remember.
I can't remember. Get gone. I don't know how I get dragged along. I think maybe I get dragged along as an excuse for somebody to go for a drink.
Yeah.
But when you started going yourself and with memories. I mentioned one in November 1985. There was a crowd who went to the game. I'll keep it brief. JFK.
Mhm.
And we made the national papers, and Rangers won 3-0. That was a great memory because it was a great laugh and a great day.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mentioned this before. And
I'm not going into the details, but
no, but some people just took it out of context. That was, but what really got me about the times, Oxy, and that, and I'm not saying the guys don't have it now, because maybe that's because I'm old school. No, I'm not. I don't know if you're still there yet at old school, but I just think that the camaraderie, and I don't say that lightly, of the guys who
you
went
could
to the
all
game.
sit together.
But it was.
We were all sitting. If you think about it,
Yep.
all the buses and all the people sat together.
Yeah.
You go to the game now, if we're standing outside and say Sunday, and you're standing with the people off Rangers radio,
Yep.
you can't go and watch the game together. He goes there, she goes there,
Yep.
everybody
Yeah,
splits
you're all
up.
over the place.
That's what I'm saying.
So you've lost a bit of atmosphere there for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the camaraderie. We were all together. You get that at away games because when you went to the ticket office to pick up your allocation, you always made sure that we all got that block of tickets for that. No, but you could do that at Ibrox, and we made sure we done that as a supporters club, and it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, the Northwest Area Rangers Supporters Club, when it started, then it went on to become the Roseville Rangers, and then obviously there's two other supporters clubs in part three, but not including the Roseville Rangers and the Blues Brothers. But to go and sit together 40, 50 en masse was absolutely fantastic. Every home game, it was absolutely brilliant. What a crew!
I think the season tickets have killed that, and that's a whole different debate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For me, also,
it
it all changed. For me, it all changed whenever and don't get me wrong, I realise why they done it, and you're comfortable and everything, but for me, it completely changed. For many a year, I was either in Copeland or in. For a long time, it was East Enclosure. But then, whenever the seats came in and your season tickets, you were allocated to your seats. As you said, whenever you went with your mates, and I don't know, the way you are talking is the same as me. There was always stacksies. Whenever you met, whether it was a pub or whether you met outside the Grun coming from different pubs, there was always huntersies. But then whenever the seats come in, as you say, you were scattered all over the place, that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
But if you're asking me to plump for my favourite All Firm games at Ibrox, and then maybe all-time All Firm game, I would go for the 5-1 game when Wilkins scored the goal.
Wilkins. It was tremendous, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely.
And it was in solid sunshine that day, mind.
I would go with that. I was hanging like a bag of washing. I'd been at a wedding in the Esquire house the night before. That's another story.
Anniesland.
And that's no like you.
The Esquire at Anniesland. I went there for college, aye.
Well, so did I. But and then my all-time favourite is the 3-0 game with Neil McCann, and I'm maybe telling the circumstances after, which made that such a special night.
Yeah.
The after scenes and the way I ended up it was unbelievable. Good laugh, funny, and unique. But special memories, special games, and the kind of games like the semi-final when we won it a couple of seasons ago. When you see grown men getting really emotional, you sometimes realise what it means to people.
Memories that live with you forever. Ever. Yeah.
But so it'd be great to hear other people's memories, and how can they do that? If they give us a call on what's the number, JFK?
It is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We were brought in the call with Fox and Old School Blue. And what can they talk about?
Anything to do with Rangers.
Hear me. Anything.
Anything and everything.
As long as it's not too difficult. When you think back, who were the guys that rose to the occasion in the Old Firm game? Would it be John Gregg? Would it be Richard Gough? Would it be Barry Ferguson? Would it be McCoist?
Yeah.
All of the
Ian
above.
Ferguson, all of them. All
Yeah.
of them.
Aye.
John Brown.
Yep.
Would you pick a different team for the Old Firm game that you would pick for your Rangers 11?
No. I suppose in maybe some circumstances you could. Because depending on what era you were talking about, Ox, as you know, and Jimmy will know as well, sometimes you needed the right hard fighters in your midfield. Other times you had skillful guys. I mean, you're talking there about the 3-0 game. You had a wee guy that was very slight in McCann, and you just couldn't believe it when it came to an Old Firm game. That wee guy, for me, he totally excelled for what you've seen him in some other games. You know, Davy Cooper was the same. David said that he's selling his book. He tells you straight. He says, I'll always have the criticism. He says, I probably played one decent game in every 3. Jock Wallace used to tear his hair out. Jimmy, you remember Wallace talking about Coop? He used to gaff his head sometimes with him because he would be man of the match, and in the next 2 games you could hardly see him on the park. That was your typical wingers in the days, you know. Ox, you maybe have a point there. There was certain games you did change your kind of, especially midfielders. You know, guys like Terry Hurlock. I mean, he was an out-and-out grafter. He was feared for nothing. Some games you knew you would maybe go for the skill. When it came to the Old Firm games, he was one of the few that scored in his Old Firm debut, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So there was maybe a case in some instances for that.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. All the above was a good answer, JFK, you know, but who for you? Who was the guy that would be your first name on the team sheet?
Alan McCoist, mate.
Yeah, I knew that's exactly what I was going to say, Jimmy.
It's going to be Alan McCoist, you know. I mean, I've not got any stats in front of me.
He haunted them, didn't he? He haunted them, didn't
he? His goals against them was just, it was impeccable. That's one thing we can never take away from him. He done the business against them time and time.
They were scared there, man.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
What a player he was, you know. All the time he scored, you know, and they ran them ragged, you know, in that penalty box. That's where Ali was. He's a predator, but they hated playing in there. No, I'm going to be Ali McCoist. As the goal scorer, it's going to be Ali McCoist. Mm-hmm. As somebody who likes to put the boot in it, it's going to be John Brown, or Terry Hurlock, or Richard Gough.
True story in Ali Ox. I decorated for him for donkey's years, and he was forever telling you all his wee stories. He had millions of them, and he always tells you the stories in Old Firm games. He says whenever he was up against Big Aitken, he says it was a running battle on the pitch. He says the one player that was always giving me a hard time was Richard Gough. He says, listen, I'm fed up listening to you two rabbiting on the pitch. He says, when it came to half time, he says, we often came to blows. He says, not because we weren't winning. He says, simply because of the running battle I always had with Big Aitken. He says, but straight after the game, he says, we were the best of pals. You know, and it goes to show different eras. I mean, I don't know. The likes of nowadays, I doubt if very many Rangers players are really friendly with any of the Celtic players, but back in Greg's day, etc., there was always certain ones that they to go to all these certain functions and that together, where they did have a bit of friendship. But for Ali, for his goals in Old Firm games, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And it wasn't once or twice. You knew if he was on the park, he was more than capable of putting that ball in the net against them, because he'd done it that many times. They were terrified of him. They really were.
Aye. There was always a story when he coming back for injury, coming on his sub, did things. There was always a Roy the Rover stuff with Ali, wasn't there?
Oh, I mean, Don Hibs was it the semi-final, and he came on and he scored the hat trick, and we weren't playing great that day, Jimmy, if you remember.
Yep.
And he came on and was it late and it was in goals, wasn't it? He ran them ragged. The guy just totally changed the game for us. He was impeccable in Old Firm games. He really was.
Do you know? See the 5-1 game. I mean, I remember
Well,
watching it.
across these last, I think Stardog's joined us.
Oh,
Evening,
nice.
Stardog.
It's good.
How we doing,
How you
mate?
doing, lads? All right?
Evening, Stardog.
All right,
How we
Stardog.
doing, mate? What's on your mind, mate? I remember you're on my burn.
Aye, well, my first memory of a Rangers game ever was my dad taking me to a Hearts game in 2000. We won 2-0, but the first ever All Firm game I watched was also that year, and it's probably the one that sticks out one in the most for me because it was my first All Firm game, and it's the first time I actually remembered Ken properly supporting Rangers and enjoying them, getting goals and things like that. It was Barry Ferguson getting his first goal for Rangers against Celtic when they'd just been promoted for captain. He taken it off a Big Gorgeous. Thought that was a great game. Another one that sticks out was the cup final, the 3-2 game in 2002 when Lachlan scored the winner. They're all my childhood.
Was that Flo's debut, the 5-1 game that
It
season?
was,
with
mate,
Ferguson?
it was,
Aye.
And another one of my all-time favourites played in that game too, Michael Moles. What a guy he was.
Brilliant.
Aye, brilliant.
But these are all my childhood memories, mate. And to me, as I'm talking about it there, I'm obviously a lot fresher than these. Are obviously a lot fresher
Oh,
to
they're,
you.
they too, they're
Unless you're the fresher, Stardog.
They're Willie Woodburn was played when they were childhood.
Aye.
Childhood memories,
I thought he says Wally Woodbine there.
just when you were talking about a constant form in Celtic side, like in that period of time, Lovenkrands was deadly against them, wasn't he?
Aye,
He had
So
a
he
run,
was,
mate.
aye.
He had a
Good
run
shout.
where he was absolutely fantastic against them, mate.
Yeah, and another one would be probably Wee Nacho, another phenomenal player that just stepped up to the plate every time against them. The one that stands out for me was we were doing 1-0 at Parkhead, and Wee Nacho got the ball in the right wing and he just kind of caught it in the half volleys. It was bouncing. It went in at the fourth post, but it was a goal just absolutely out of none. I think McGregor saved a penalty that night and all.
I mean, actually worked hard against them. I remember, I think it was Puzzle and Puzzle scored.
Him and Puzzle.
2-0 game.
Him and Puzzle were getting dubbed the new McCoist and Haley, weren't they, that season? They were deadly to get up front.
See, that's what's great about this conversation, Ox, here. I mean, like what Stardog said there, you know, his memories are obviously because they're younger Blue Nose and that, but how he sees, you know, the way the Rangers were playing in the 2000s, that was his memories there, and we can go away. I can go back to 1968, 69.
I think it's no your fault that Stardog never started going to football. It was
no, but what I'm saying is, it's no. It just shows you how you know that it's evolved that way. You know that. I mean, we've always had players of that ilk. You know, as I say, I go back to Colin Stein. I've got Derek Johnson. I know the Bridgemans know he could go back to Brandon Miller, right? But what Stardog said there is right, because my memories as well are Nacho Novo, Peter Lovenkrands, and one of my favourites as well, Michael Moles. So he's 100% right. So it's great that I've got all that in the mix.
Baxter did some record against them and all.
Oh, aye.
Well, I only saw Baxter at his second time at Ibrox. So.
Aye, but what I'm saying is when you looked at his first spell, when you looked at his record, I think they haven't won a game.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I used to have that Raymond Sparks and Big John Hughes staying next to me, Ox.
Right.
And Hughes had a room in his house where it was just all black and white photos for Rangers and Celtic. And he used to take me in at night when we were out walking with the dog. And some of the ones he had with Baxter. And I used to say to him, I says, right, tell us a couple of your stories. I says, was he really as good as what everybody says he was? He just looked at me and he laughs and he says, good. He says he wasn't good. He says he was brilliant. He says we had a great defence at the time. He says, and he just looked, he says, see with his one foot, his left foot, he says he could split any defence in the world. He says, and Willie Johnson and Henderson always knew where he was going to put the ball. He says, it didn't matter how good your defence was. He says he had the brains to put the ball where it was going to split defences. And when you hear actual Celtic players telling you that, the hair goes up in the back of your neck sometimes, because I'm a bit like Jimmy. I never seen him in his heyday, Ox, you know, but there's no doubt about it. The guy was world class. He really was, because you even hear the English talking about him, the guys that played against him, and they all picked him for their world best teams in their days. So the guy must have been incredible. But unfortunately, I never seen enough of the bloke, you know.
I never seen him. The only time I seen him play football was the Kelvin Hall when they played the five-a-sides. I never actually seen him play live. I never had that Well, I believe I might have been at some of the games where he was playing, but I was far too young to even remember it, mate. I think it was just took along as an excuse.
He wasn't even a quarter of the player he was,
When he came
from
back.
what I've been told and what I've saw on video and that Ox here. So we never saw him in his heyday. Everybody who we've all spoke to were dads and uncles, grandads and all that who are privileged to see him. And maybe Grandad Bridge will enlighten us on that when he comes back for his Captain Pugwash holiday. So
Talking of that, Ox, the other one that I would love to have seen, and I wasn't privileged enough either. When you talk to older guys like my old man, etc., the one that he always used to rave about was Jim Forrest. He says, for a goal scorer, he says, Ali's brilliant. He says, but Forrest, he says, was completely and utterly deadly.
Supposedly he ran Big Man Neil Ragged for years.
Yeah, he was deadly.
I've got his stats, mate, and I'll look at Jim Forrest. Alan McCoy's stats. He played against them 46 times, 9 as substitute, yeah?
Yeah.
27 goals.
27. I knew it was 27 goals. I mean, is that no brilliant? I mean,
I'll look at Jim Forrest as well, yeah?
Yeah.
But aye. Special memories.
80 odd goals Jim Forrest scored.
Yeah. 120 games or something, Jimmy, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just remember it was 80 odd goals. I remember he left
146 goals he scored.
For Rangers.
166 games, aye.
Say that again, Ox.
146 goals in 166 games, Jim Forrest.
146 and 166, so
aye.
20 games he just didn't score.
Pretty much.
That's absolutely, that's incredible.
I don't think there was many penalties in there. I'm just checking. Fox, can't believe he's known a Hall of Fame, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, that's just.
You sure he scored as many as that, Ox? He was only with Rangers 5 seasons.
Luke can't speak, can't lie. Yeah.
He scored 2 goals against Celtic.
Sorry,
Fox. Go, Fox.
He scored 2 goals against Celtic when he made his debut at 18, I'm sure.
Aye.
1962 or 63, mate. Sure he did at Parkhead.
146 goals in 166 games. That's phenomenal.
How many penalties do you think in that?
I'm trying to think that era. Who took most of the penalties? I don't know, Ox. Honestly, I wouldn't know.
2.
Well, that's some goal scoring. That's absolutely phenomenal. That's gobsmacking stuff.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
No question.
Ox, I've just put up Jim Forrest. It says here he made 105 appearances for Rangers and scored 83 goals.
That'll be league games, mate.
Right, okay.
Against Celtic, he played 13 games, scored 8 goals.
Right.
Not bad.
So his ratio was better than Ali's, but you've got to get to Ali because of the longevity, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean that amount of goals for that amount of games, that's phenomenal. Absolutely. I didn't even realise it was as many as that. I really didn't.
He played against Airdrie 7 times and scored 11 goals.
Aye. But Airdrie were good in these days.
You rated them Fox, didn't you?
Aye, I thought he was a terrific striker, mate.
Anyway, we've also been joined by George. Evening, George. How we doing, mate? Come on, George. Take the cotton buds out your ears.
He's dropped out the call, mate.
Hopefully we'll be back in a minute. Stardug, we're talking about players who obviously way before your generation, but when you look at the record, special players,
Oh, amazing. That's an amazing record, mate. Definitely. Go back to what you said. Players I wish that I'd got to see would obviously be like Gazas and Laudrups and McCoist and that, because obviously as I just started watching football, McCoist was coming to the end of his career with Kelly, so I'd have liked to have seen the 9 in a row team. That would be my wish.
Aye, I would have liked to have seen Baxter in his prime, you know.
Oh,
and my old man's particular favourite was a guy called Alex Scott, so I'd like to have seen him as well. I think they're just before your time, Fox. Am I right when I say that?
Say that again, mate.
Alex Scott.
Oh, I did see him playing, mate, but I was very young at the time, but I did see him play.
Just before your time, so it's all about opinions. What about your memory, Fox, of the Old Firm game? Who were the guys that shone in the games for you over the years?
Oh, too many to mention, mate. The memory starts to get a wee bit faded when you've been to loads of them, mate. But
what about Alec McDonald? Was he a guy that never got the credit he was due in the games?
I loved wee Alec. Wee Alec was a terrific player, mate. Scored a few goals with his head as well, believe it or not. And he wasn't the biggest of players. A wee terrier player. Get stuck in all the time, but he was good on the ball. And a really good player at the time, mate. We've got George back in, mate.
Evening, George.
How you doing, boys? All right. Don't know what's happening there. If my internet was going tonto. Anyway, I'll paint a picture for you all. I kind of just about to go to a break, but I'll paint a wee quick picture of you first. I came in for work, had my bath, had my dinner, came out of my bath.
Well done. I'm proud of you, George.
I started my first day of the month, I started watching a couple of old games and things like that. I thought, right, I can't get into this and I'll not sleep the night. It's still 3 sleep before the game. So I put on this and you boys start talking about this again. So I had to go in for another cold bath just to cool myself down because it's building up already. I mean, we're only on Wednesday. We've still got Wednesday night, Thursday night and Friday night to sleep this out before we actually get anywhere near the game. So if you start talking about games that you're talking about earlier now, and you could listen to you boys all night talking about different games than that. My first thing I can actually remember for being and going to was the Alan McCoy's overhead kick against Hibs. That was probably the first one I remember.
93, George.
93 in the Skull and the Skull Cup. He just came back. He came back for his thing. That was probably my first actual memory of football. But my actual proper. I mean, I think I was lucky. I mean, you guys talking the other day about 72 and all these teams and things like that. You're really lucky. But I thought I was lucky with the 90 teams, Ken. We talked about 93 team Hateley and guys like that, McCoy and things like that. 94, 95, 96, Loudrop, Gascoigne and guys like that starts to come in and then I think you really think you're really lucky. And then you go into 2000, you've got guys like Barry Ferguson and things like that. I mean, Ali McCoy's the one for me is probably the one. I can't remember his record. Did you say it there? I think it was 28 goals or so. It's only scored against that lot. So he loved the game against him. Ian Ferguson loved the game against him. When you talk to all these older guys, always say you need 5 guys in your team that hate them, and you've got a better chance of winning the game. And that's what they had in all the teams. And you come into 2000 teams, and you've got Barry Ferguson. I think Barry Ferguson for me was probably the best guy in my generation. Honestly, I think he just hated them and hated getting beat off them and loved scoring against them, loved winning games against them. So he's probably the one for me. And even when Advocat came in and brought the foreign guys in, they weren't along and understanding. I think it was a story about Ian Ferguson. When Ian Ferguson turned around and he says, when we go beat after them, and Arthur Newman said, I'll go and chase after him. And he says, Ken, Ian, we've only been beat. It's only one game. He says, you didn't understand. You'll never understand. And away he went walking down Edmondson Drive with his football bits on, his shorts and his hangman because he wasn't in a bad mood with the rest of the team because he just wrecked the dressing room. So they weren't along and finding out where I actually meant to play with Rangers. So all these guys, these foreign guys came in, Ox, and they really took to the way we like to play. And what you're talking about tonight is guys who love winning. And I think we've been lucky for that early year. The amount of guys that love beating them and love scoring against them and things like that. I think we've had hundreds of them early years, Ox.
Can I come in there, Ox, and ask? I want to ask Fox a question.
Don't make it too hard.
Fox, my namesake left Ibrox just as I started to go and see Rangers. Jimmy Miller, what was he like as a player to watch live, mate?
Stocky wee player, mate. Terrific again. Another good, he could score goals, Jimmy Miller, mate. Played terrifically well alongside Ralph Brand at the time, and Davy Wilson, Henderson, and that was in that forward line, mate. Terrific to watch. That round about that era was the time that I was really into football, mate. Yeah. As a young boy, playing as you did Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Sunday, playing for teams. But I didn't really play many Saturday afternoon games because 3 o'clock kick-offs at Ibrox were my main event on a Saturday.
It's always interesting because I'm obviously, Jimmy Miller, but that was why I was getting to Jimmy. No, Jimmy Miller, but I've only ever seen like grainy videos and that and DVDs that I managed to collect of Jimmy Miller. But he was one of the longest serving players at that time. I think he had about 12 or 13 years he was with Rangers before he went to Dundee United. But as I say, he just left just at the time I started to go and see Rangers. And I was quite upset about that, that Jimmy Miller had left in '67 to Dundee United. But I know he scored about 91 goals. Jimmy Miller scored. I might be wrong.
I don't know if that's league goals, mate. And what?
I think that was league goals. He scored 91 league goals. I know that. But how was he against Rangers, Fox? Was he a thorn in their side?
Celtic, you mean?
Celtic, you mean?
So, I do need a drink, guys. Against Celtic.
Aye, I think he scored regularly against Celtic, mate.
Check it out, yeah.
Aye.
We'll check it
I
out.
think so. But memories are kind of distant for that, Jimmy. I do remember a lot of wee daft points that stick in your head. You know what, like facts or
Yeah.
But as I say, I was young then, and but I did see them,
Big Johnson was good as well, guys.
Oh, aye, Big Derek.
They didn't like up against Big Derek,
Jimmy Miller, 330 games, 169 goals in total.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I just heard an almighty roar in my house, sir. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Jeez, oh man. Oh, can't believe that.
No, neither can I, Jimmy.
Oh. Thought something had happened in the living room there. I heard an almighty. The two of them are shouting and bawling. I think these guys know what's. I'm not going. I don't want to say. I don't want to spoil. I'm going to spoil it for you. Tottenham are in the final of the Champions League against Liverpool.
They certainly are, guys. They've come back a stormer.
Jesus Christ, man! Anybody's recording that you've had it. That was.
That's me. That's me. I'm stopping my recording. No point in it.
Either way, it could end up English teams in both finals here, couldn't it?
I think it will. They look FAVs for that.
It's Chelsea and Arsenal, isn't
Arsenal. 3-1 to Arsenal, 1 each for Chelsea.
Yeah.
See, for the sake of football and the supports, instead of the support getting ripped off, could they no compensate? I think it's in Madrid, innit? Compensate them and move the games to Hampden. Move the games to Wembley, mate.
Oh, am I allowed to say this? It's about this game. I've just seen something I've not seen before, ever. An English team have scored. Every single Ajax player is lying face down on the grass. Lying face down. Absolutely incredible. Dearie me. I think most people would have been watching it anyway. They would know the scores anyway.
How was there so many minutes injury time? Did you notice that? What's happened in the game?
Anyway.
5 minutes injury time and they're already in the 6th minute.
Get yourself on mute and we'll watch you.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history for the world to see. The stories of glories unfold. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always. what we're all about when we face the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. Legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary Rangers, we wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through.
Oh, Bridgeman would have loved that one. That must be making its debut, was it?
I don't think I've ever heard that, Ox. I've heard the song, but I've not heard that version. Nah, that was very good.
Sammy King, mate.
Sammy King, aye, I thought that.
Oh, but I'm just looking to see if I can get in on the game. The friendly at Corby tonight. I'm looking to see if there's any.
3 each it was, mate.
Was it?
Yep.
Where were we? Who was I looking for? Jimmy Miller against Celtic. Just have a quick.
Aye.
Just let it go up. Yeah, second. Right. So, been sent a couple of questions just when we talked about atmosphere at the game. Chris 79 sent us a 90. I think CHR 1979 asked, "With the safe standing." I know we've all got views on people moving, but do you think standing would help the atmosphere, the special games, particularly all firm games at Ibrox? Do you think that was something that would add to the atmosphere, or do you think it's fine now? GFK.
I think with the Union Bears, they create a decent atmosphere. But no, I wouldn't like to go back to all standing. I'm looking forward to Sunday's game. I know I'm going to have to fill myself up with CBD oil because I'm going to have to maybe stand for 90 minutes. I don't agree with having all standing for big sections of the ground. I think the game has changed far beyond that. But atmosphere-wise, yeah, I think being to many old firm games over the years, and that's being in the terracings is absolutely wonderful. There's no doubt about it, But I think we have moved on. But I would say if I had a wee wish to be in a crowd and I could manage to do it, standing watching us beat the puddle drinkers, then I'd love to do it again because. The memories at Ibrox and East Enclosure and then the old centenary before it became all seated with the benches and that was absolutely magnificent. Stairway 13, standing there at the Rangers end, jumping about like a loon ball and the singing, and it was good singing. Yeah, the atmosphere would. I'd like to think Rangers could maybe bring back an all standings area at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen in the near future. But
see how you're saying a standing area. See, for me at the moment, in all honesty, see the four corners. I get the fact we've got two screens there. Right, I think you could substitute. I think you could keep them, but see the other two corners, for me, they should have seats in there or standing areas. Because I feel if it was more enclosed, it would be far. I'm not saying it's no good atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, but I think it would be a million times better if two of those corners were filled in. I really do. I think we're missing a trick there.
We need the access for vehicles. For
I get
emergencies.
that, mate. I get that, but surely they could manoeuvre it in some way so that you could only have one. Because I think if you take into account the amount of space that's wasted with the four of them, you're talking about another few thousand fans getting in. You really are.
Aye. I think they're valid points there, mate. I think we need to look at the stadium and improve it. In my opinion, if we're going to have a right go at getting back to where we should be, I think we're going to have to look to make it bigger.
Here.
Not short term, but medium to long term.
Long term, yeah, definitely.
You know, because you want to get the next generation, keep the old generation, get more supporters and make it more appealing, make the facilities better, make the match day better, and
I mean, as
people
Jimmy's
spend
saying
their
there,
money.
it makes common sense. The seating now is a standard thing. We get that, and for guys like myself and older guys that are maybe a bit invalid, etc., obviously the seating's far better. But I take Jimmy's point. The likes of the Union Bears, they young boys create an atmosphere, and we can't get away from that. And if they would
we'll go to younger boys and get their view, George, and then start Doug.
For me, obviously, I've never ever known anything other than all seated stadiums. So I wouldn't really, you wouldn't really know. But what you're talking about earlier on about going in with groups of your mates and things like that. Obviously, it was a few years ago when a lot of people stopped going and buying day tickets and things like that. So we took the chance to get 7 seats together. You know, my mate, 7 of the boys on the bus, we all sit together. It's quite a good thing. So. You're getting in together, you're coming out together. I think that's probably lost a big part of it, Ox. I can imagine what you were talking about earlier, and Blue Star was talking about earlier, 40 and 50s all going in together, and you were all standing together. It gives you that wee bit more, I don't know, a wee bit more togetherness and things like that, whereas you didn't really know who you're sitting away and things like that for the first few years. I mean, we've been there for a few years now, we all the boys running about, it was a bit different, but I think that probably took a wee bit away from it, but Ox. But I think a club like Rangers, I don't think we'll ever have a standing area, Ox. I don't think it'll ever happen. It will happen with a disaster and things like that. I don't think we'll ever really have a standing area. I just don't think we'll ever go for it. I kind of other clubs are going for it, and that's fair enough. It maybe would be a good thing, but I don't think it would ever be a thing that Rangers would ever really go for, Ox, if I'm honest.
All right.
Can I rewind back? I remember 1973 Scottish Cup final. We beat Celtic. We beat the Furrow Drinkers 3-2. And you can go and do your stats if you want, Oxshire, because I'm no flicking about that. But if my memory serves me right, there was 100,000 at that game and more.
And the rest.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. And you would probably say that 80% of them were standing. Yeah, that was hairy. I was in the Rangers end halfway up. Rab Courtney, Chazzy Omnett, Neil McCauley, Rab Riley. Geez, I could name about another 10 or 15. We were all boys we met in the Salino's Cafe for a Kit Kat and a cup of tea before we went for the Subway.
Aye.
A Kit Kat and a cup of tea. But that was some Swain.
Choir boys up there, that lot.
They were choir boys, mate. You know, some of the Twix instead of a Kit Kat. So that told you about
Angels with dirty faces, barely.
But aye. Well, you're the stat man, but there was over 100,000 at that game. We won 3-2. Alfie Cohen, Big Jaws, and Derek Parlin scored that day.
Jimmy Miller, 26 games against him, 13 goals, mate.
Aye.
1, 2, aye, it's not bad, just the same.
Right,
yep.
So,
Stardog, what's your thinking? You've been a bit younger than us, mate. Would you up for it, mate?
Fox, but I'm still an old fart, and I just think that we should let the younger generation enjoy football the way I did, and the way a lot of the guys at my generation, because it was going to some of the East End Park springs to mind for me. Dunfermline's gone, it was quite steep, and jumping about there after the Gers score was fantastic. And some in the middens we jumped about like Love Street and things like that, So it'd be good for some of the guys to experience. I definitely think that Rangers could maybe, and I agree with Fox, go with the Broomloan stand and let the guys fill that and jump about. As I say, get rid of all the rubbish, the pyros, bring out all the colour and the banners, but get rid of the pyros and everything will be all right.
I can remember Jimmy and Ox being in the Hampden when it was all standing at the Rangers end, and I can't mind what age. Can't even mind what. I know it was the early 70s, and I went with my uncle. I'm sure it was Rangers Hearts, and Rangers had won the game. And I remember when I'm sure it was Derek Johnson had got one of the goals. I'm not exaggerating. We must have moved about 20 feet, Ox, with a surge, with the people even behind you just all jumping up and moving forward because we'd scored. You never
end the game where you start it.
No, never.
It was good.
But that would have been the 1976 Scottish Cup final. Then,
it was 76. Ox, aye. Right. And I'm not exaggerating that. I'm saying 20 feet. It might even actually have been more than that. I'm not kidding you. The surge was just... Actually, at one point, it was actually quite frightening because you could feel the air going out your body. You were jam-packed, I don't know what the crowd would have been, but oh boy. But the atmosphere, my oh my, because you had the stanchion overhead, it was phenomenal. And I just feel, especially at Ibrox, like Stardug was saying there, with the four corners, I think we're missing a huge bit of atmosphere there. And I get your point. I know we've got to give at least one main opening for trucks or whatever. I get that. But surely at least two of them could be closed in. I think they must be working on that down the line. They've got to be.
Well, this did say there'd be announcements. Not soon, but there was announcements coming about the stadium for the 150th anniversary. So we'll see what happens. I'm all for improving the match day experience, George.
Aye, absolutely. I'll see what you're talking about there. I think for health and safety reasons and things like that, I think you sit in your seat and the guys have got their own wee bit and they want to stand up, and that's absolutely fine. Again, on Sunday everybody will be standing, and that's absolutely fine. But I'd love to just experience with you, and you've been talking about it now, and Jimmy, I think, what was the biggest crowd, Ox? Was it 130,000? Was that right? The Rangers and Celtic game?
137.
The biggest crowd at Parkhead Ibrox was 119,000, I think, at Ibrox.
That Scottish Cup game I'm talking about was 122,507.
That's the pint. That's the ones with tickets.
Aye.
Just think of that, guys. That's more than double what we've got now. More than double.
Nearly treble.
Aye, nearly treble. The atmosphere then, it must have been absolutely... Oh, you can't even imagine it. You just can't.
I'd love to just experience that once. That's the thing I've always said. It's never going to happen, but I would have always liked to have seen a Scottish Cup final or an Old Firm of some sort played at Murrayfield, half the stadium each, just to see what there's actually like, because I think an atmosphere like that would be absolutely incredible. So can you imagine that'd be like 130,000, 120,000 people singing What You Wanted, Damn You Wanted, bouncing about? I think it would be absolutely unbelievable.
The old Camden and that, you never used to hear them, did you?
No.
It was bizarre.
No. Aye, because they never had the overhead, because we were on closed.
That was good planning. That was.
But as you say, because we had the overhangs, they must have been trembling at times. They must have been, because they, as you say, we couldn't hear them at all, but they could certainly hear us, no doubt about it.
Do you remember going to Old Broomfield, Oxshire, when we won during the 9 in a row? That was like the wee rickety castle stuck in the corner for their dressing room. the ground then allegedly held 18,000. There was no way there was 18,000 in that ground that day. There must have been 30,000 crammed in. Easy peasy.
Yeah, getting as much money as they could.
No, well, the Jazz fans just went where we went. As soon as that's what we did. The new Blue Star, we just followed the team in droves, and it's great.
Aye, but I'm saying, Jimmy, and some of the days they did only let so many in, and then other times if you were paying at the gate, they just crammed you in. You know what I mean?
Well,
they were quite happy getting the money.
Well, the perfect examples of puddle drinkers. They done it all the time.
Of course they did.
Aye.
Of course they did.
It'd be good if guys like George and Stardog could experience going, especially in a wee game. But at Ibrox it was special and on the old Rangers end it was absolutely fantastic to be up there in the middle and the singing and dancing, especially when the Gers scored.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful it was. Brilliant stuff.
See, going through the third division in that, Jimmy, sometimes I thought to myself, when you went to Ayr and you went to Morton, down to Berwick and things like that, Cappel and places like that, I think that's when I would have probably been as close to experiencing things like that. But you're talking about the new.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
you're banned and you were all crammed in. 90% of the time, I mean, that was proved up at Elgin that day. 90% of the time, I thought there was a lot more folk in there that should have been anywhere near it. I mean, you were standing on each other and you couldn't move and things like that. And a lot of times I thought to myself, I wonder if that's what it was like away back in the day, came and just about letting as many folk as they possibly could in. Because the one I remember was down in Berwick. I think it was in the third division, the second. I'm sure it was the third division. It was, in fact. And I mean, you couldn't even get moving. When Rangers scored, I mean, you couldn't really jump because the person beside you was jumping. You only jumped together and then you went back down together. And I sort of thought to myself, maybe that was as close to what you probably experienced back then.
Yeah, you're right, mate. That's exactly how it felt. You know, I just think the atmosphere at Ibrox is. I'm not going to use the word poor. I think it's quite muted at times.
Aye, there's long periods in the game, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're right. Where it's virtually nil. Let's be honest here.
I was right. never used to that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not like that now. And the Union Bears do their best to try and bring that atmosphere back, but it's not happening.
But we go back to my point, JFK. When you groups of guys going with their mates, they created their own atmosphere because they were with their mates.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. You're right, because everybody you speak to, I mean, the guys that I sit beside now, you know, they're saying, well, the bus is there, and wherever it is, it's parked, and say, well, we've got to meet so and so and so and so, and you know yourself, as you alluded to earlier on, we were all together all the time at Ibrox. We managed to get our tickets en masse in that section. But now when the season ticket come in, you got to pick in your seat. Everybody was spread about, and it's taken away that atmosphere. And it's good that a lot of the atmosphere for the young boys and lasses that want to go and see the game is good, but it has diluted it. It's diluted it a lot. Is it a good thing? I don't think it is a good thing. For the young boys and lasses, they don't want to hear the songs that a lot of people are complaining about. So what can you do? You've got to go with the flow.
Just obviously you can't turn the clock back, George, but if you go with your bus, I mean, you're talking about 7, your 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s, or sitting together, you know, or standing together, maybe hundreds, you know, and we're all together. So the songs would start and move because of people being together, you know.
I think that's probably the biggest part. I mean, you're talking about folks standing in that box, but I think that's probably the biggest thing I can imagine what it would be like when you were going in with, again, 20 guys, 50 guys on a bus, and you're all getting in roughly about the same area, and then maybe the next bus for the local area is going in at the same time and things like that. So I can imagine what that would have been like, and I can imagine the guys in between everything enjoying that a wee bit more. I think that would have been a bit better, like you say, the season ticket was a great thing for us, but it's also been a bit of a poor thing in a roundabout way as well, if you think about it, Ox.
I think he's
Ox-
doing a bridge
is
man there.
Is he doing a
Aye.
bridge for that?
Did a bridgeman there. Did a bridgeman there. I feel sorry for these. And there's pluses and minuses, George. If you're the front row of the Sandys Garden and you're getting wet every week for about 6 months of the season, and somebody's sitting 20 rows further back getting a better view of the game and getting dry, you can't move because that's your seat, you know.
Aye, that's right, Ox, aye.
You know. But the guy who's 20 rows further back with a good view, he's like, I've had this seat for 40 years, I'm not getting it up, you know.
Well, look, that's it. I mean, all the things happened a few years ago in that auction. Like I say, that's 21 years before the season tickets. We moved about here, there, and everywhere. But no, I think we're probably in the best seats we've actually had. So we all sat together and decided to get these seats together. And if somebody had to turn around and say to me, look, we want you to move so many rows and such, I would decide if I want to move or no. Ox, I wouldn't just say, well, it's for Rangers, it's for the goodness of these guys getting a good seat. Now, I would want to make sure I was getting a half-decent seat, because if they turn around and say to me, I mean, our season tickets before that was earning SW4 out in the corner. I mean, it was freezing cold in July, never mind anything else. I mean, the wind blew you through there. So if that was the case, I just wouldn't, I would just say, no, I'm not moving. Get what I mean? So it's, you would need to talk to the club and things like that. I think it was Fox that said maybe move certain guys at certain times and things like that. That's what they'd need to do. But I think the Union Bears do make a massive atmosphere, and I think we should try and do something for them. Like,
there's another way of looking at it, Ox. There's certain bits, as we've all experienced, there's certain bits of the ground that we've all sat in for the odd game. You can go near where the directors' boxes are, etc. And let's be honest, the atmosphere in some of the areas, there isn't one. The most you get with some of them is a bit of clapping. But I'm probably a bit like Jimmy and yourself. I was used to, if there's a song getting sung, you join in. But there's a lot of bits of the ground where that doesn't happen. Some of the older guys, they don't join in. That's just the way it is, you know. So if there's young bears in there and they are trying to create a bit of atmosphere, within reason, you've got to try and do everything possible to encourage them. Of course you have. Fox is right. If it's possible and they want to stand at a certain area, I think they've got to try and accommodate them some way. They have.
You've got to think of future support as well. You've got to keep looking after them.
Exactly, Ox. Of course you do. They're the Bairns coming through, you know.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the demands that the Union Bears are allegedly supposed to be putting to the Rangers director. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know everything, you know.
No, you're right, Jimmy. We don't know.
I have heard a lot of negatives about the Union Bears, about their demanding that they create the atmosphere and that. But my argument is, I create my own atmosphere where I'm sitting with the crowd. I'm just like Ox here saying that's what we always did anyway. So that'll never leave me, you know. So if they're putting demands on that, to tell people that, well, we want that section and be all and end all, you need to move. You've got to remember there's people who don't want to move. You know, if you're telling me that I need to move to accommodate you, then that's no right. So I don't know. We'll see. I honestly don't think it will happen in the next 2 or 3 years. I don't think Rangers will accommodate him. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll be interested to see how it pans out. I just think we've got to get something right. I mean, the young boys, you've got a responsibility, future supporters, so your club evolves, you know.
Yeah.
Yep,
agree with you there. Yep, it's got to be something's got to be done.
All right, I've just got to change we've been sent a couple of Twitter questions. One's for James Murphy, 19A. Is that Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Have we got a stronger 11 in them across the city as we head towards Sunday? Hopefully a good topic for discussion. Hi, Jamie, as James Murphy, 1980, Ask Rangers Radio. Hopefully you got a stronger starting 11 than them. Fox?
being honest, I don't think it's a stronger starting 11. I think it's a lot better than it has been in previous years.
Yeah.
I think there was a time that everybody would have agreed there wouldn't have been many of our players getting into a team between the two teams, mate. They were that far ahead. But now I'd say it was about 50-50, mate. I think goalkeeper-wise, we've got a better goalkeeper when he doesn't do anything crazy. Taverner's definitely the better full-back of the right-backs. We're central pairing, I wouldn't say we're better than theirs. Left-back, probably when fit, Tierney's a better left back than what we've got. And then I think the midfield's pretty fit. We've got a strong midfield now. They've also got a strong midfield, but I think they matched up with them. They're every bit as good as them. Up front, I think we pose a bigger threat up front now than we did years ago, and I'd say that was equal as well now. That's my opinion on it.
George?
I think Fox summed up there pretty well, if you're honest. Ox, I mean, the goalkeeper, definitely for me, I would say we've got the better goalkeeper. They've got the better left back, I would say. We've got the better right back. I agree with what Fox says there. Two centre halves. Their two centre halves are in no great shapes. Now, two centre halves are in no great shapes. Ox, if I'm completely honest. In the last few weeks, your midfield's really come on to a right good game. So I would say the midfield's probably as close to each other as it's been in a long time. When their guys are fit, our guys are fit. Steve Davis is playing, and whoever they've got is playing. I think it's probably about as close as it can possibly be. Alfredo in his days is the best striker in the league. So I would say we're getting really, really close to them. I think we're really, really getting close to them. I think if you were to pick the two teams, I think you would maybe pick 5 for one team, 6 for the other team, vice versa. I don't think there'll be much between it, but I think we're really, really getting close to them. I wouldn't take any of these guys in our team if I'm honest, but I think we're really getting close to them now, which is a good sign for us. It's a big sign for us that they're spending £4 and £5 million on centre halves and £9 million on strikers. We're still spending £1, £2 and £3 million on players, and we're getting close to them. So I think that's a great sign for us, Ox.
Aye. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Bostar, you get that?
Ox, for me, the dynamics for both teams have changed. I think at the moment we're playing better as a unit than what they are. For me, a long period of the season, I've got to be truthful, most of their goals was all coming for their midfielders. They were swamping us there. We weren't getting anywhere near the amount of goals for midfield that we should have been. But now, the last 10 games or so, I would say as a unit, as a 1-11, I think we're playing as a better all-round team performance than what they are. I think they're, at the moment, playing kind of individually. I think we're playing better as a unit. 1-11, if I'm being honest, if you're going through the stats, I think we're basically kind of eaksy-peaksy now. I don't think they've got many players that you think at the moment are far better than ours. No way, shape or form. I think as a unit at the moment, I think we're actually playing better than them.
What did we get in the PFA player team of the year? Fox 4, was it?
I've never seen that, mate. I can't remember. I know Tav McGregor were in it. Morelos would be in it.
There was somebody else in it. Scott Arfield, I can't remember. But 4. Who would have thought that when you think back a year ago, just now where we are?
Well, that's right, Ox. They kept telling us none of our players would get anywhere near them, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stardug, any thoughts?
Aye, just to agree with what you were saying there, on the player, was there players Kent for the player of the year? Did you say Kent?
I can't get the old player.
Aye, Kent, Morelos, Tav, and who else was it? You can't think of it. McGregor. Well, I think that I don't think I would pick many of these players to get another team, to be honest with you, mate. Going for back to front, I honestly would. I don't see any that would get into your team. Maybe the left back at a push, but I think the same as the rest of you guys, mate. I think we're fairly itchy peachy now, but I do think that we'll have the momentum going into this game because we've nothing to lose now, near with day, but we owe them one for Parkhead because I still think we were robbed there. So I do.
Oh, well said, Pete. Well said. I've been sitting another question on Twitter. Fox will like this one. Some scheme damn set. Oh, I can't even say what it is. But he's asking, do the lads think if Tavs goes, we could put Flanagan a poster and a McCrory right back and invest into other positions? Who wants to take that first?
I'll take it if you want, Ox.
On you go, mate.
I think I've not seen enough of the boy poster, mate, so I can't really comment. I think Flanagan will make up for what Tav doesn't have and like kind of toughness and things like that. But Tav is tough. I think Tav's a tough player. I just don't see anybody in that squad, and I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, mate, that we could buy that could give us what that guy gives us going forward. I really do not think. I can't think of anybody, mate, and I don't think anybody in the team has got that kind of attacking ability and the capability of getting there kind of assists and things like that for a season. And that's not even talking about the goals. So it's hard to replace, mate. I really don't see it, and I really do hope we hold on to him, Ox.
Back when you're Ox.
Right, on you go, Joe.
I think that what Fox has probably been saying, I mean, I don't think Tav is the best defender we've ever had, but I think what Fox has been saying is we maybe realise how good a defender Tav is until he's not there. I mean, we've been talking about Flanagan at left back, he's playing out of position and things like that. I think we've maybe been luckier the last couple of years to have somebody like Tav, and I've sort of changed my tune in the last couple of weeks on Tav because I've watched other defenders, I've watched other right backs, guys in this league and guys in other leagues and things like that as well. And I thought to myself, there's no certain people who are supposed to be a lot better than him. I've not noticed it, and certain people who's maybe not as good as I thought he's well ahead of them. So I've maybe been a bit unfair on Tav in the last wee while. So I think we're maybe been a bit harsh on him over the last couple of years because he maybe hasn't not so much as given away goals. He maybe just doesn't get back as much and things like that when he's bombing forward. But I think that's a big part of his game. So I think we maybe, if he does go, I think we'll maybe struggle after that, Ox, if I'm honest, to get somebody to replace what he actually does for us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll go to Fox. I mean, he's a big fan. He's even got a tattoo, a wee Tav tattoo. It's a cracker. Anybody wants to see it, the Bistro, ask him to show you. It's a good one. Fox, you're a big fan of Tav's.
Amar, but I think the question was if Tav goes.
Aye, if he goes.
Well, I do think we could find a right back to be better defensively, probably. But the onus on going forward would then be to the person that's playing in front of him, i.e. Candias. If we had a real decent person playing on the wing, nothing against Candias, but for me, he doesn't offer the same going forward as Tav does. But if we got a real quality boy playing in there, we solve the defensive problem and we solve our attacking problem. But Tav does both the now. So if the question goes, can I just say on John Flanagan, I wasn't sure about him at left back, mate. But I think it depends on the game that he's playing. Come Sunday, he'll be up against Forest. Now, Forest likes to cut inside, so it might be an advantage to play Flanagan, who's right-footed, against him. Very rarely does Forest go round you anymore and go to the byline and clip balls back. So I think he might be a definite starter at left back on Sunday. Does that make sense?
About Flanagan, he'll leave a calling card in Forest, and Forest has been known to disappear when they get somebody gets involved with him. Yeah.
Aye, but his game in the last year or two, mate, has changed for being an outright winger to this cutting inside and striking balls for outside the box, mate. And a right-footed left back would be strong enough to get his right, he's playing foot in with the tackles,
Aye. Fair comment. Blue Star.
Ox, I've been studying, especially the English game a lot this season. I said this the other night, and I genuinely believe it. If we had the money basically to more or less go out there and buy the kind of players that we would want, in all truthfulness, and I'd like a few answers. If you had the money to go out and buy another right back, who would you be going for that you think's better than Tav? Because I'm telling you, in England at the moment, I'm watching them going forward and I'm watching them defending. I'm telling you right now, especially for the English national team, he's as good, if not better than if not better than anything they've got at right back, without any shadow of a doubt.
And you go start them.
I could give you 3 better right backs,
Right, on you go.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier.
Wait a minute,
Kyle Walker.
he doesn't even get games.
They played last night, mate.
I know he did, but that's because the other player was injured.
In a Champions League semi-final.
Kyle Walker, no chance. Tav's a better player.
But then Kyle Walker?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yep.
Oh, mate, I think we need to comment on this once Tav's actually in the Premier League, mate, honestly. Because these boys are doing it at the top level and Champions League level and things like that. He's no better than Kyle Walker or Kieran Trippier, mate, or that Alexander-Arnold. I'm sorry,
back to the European games, one slip-up, which he did make. In the European games, his stats were better than anybody else's. His crossing was great, his tackling was great, and so was his charging going forward. And that's what the English teams look for. Guys that can go forward with the ball at their feet. And Tav's as good as any of them.
I'm talking about Champions League football and Premier League football, but mate, it's totally different. It is, and I love Tav. Honestly, I love him, mate, and I think he is superb. And I really hope he doesn't go. But they 3 black boys I mentioned, mate, they're better right backs. Honestly, they are, and that's why they're ahead in the England team.
Well, I don't. I'm looking at the wee guy that was playing for Spurs tonight, and I'm telling you, Tav's a better player than him, and he played every World Cup game for England.
And
far better.
3 kicks in the World Cup and all, mate. He's scoring goals.
But so does Tav. So does Tav.
He played in the World Cup or Champions League or that.
Get your blue specs off. Get your blue specs.
On the Trent Arnold, but the young boy that's with Liverpool, mate, he's not exactly a good defender either.
No, and he doesn't get games for Liverpool.
No,
guys,
but he's a great prospect, mate. I would agree that there's better right backs in England, mate. I think Kyle Walker's a good right back. I think
Chilwell.
No, I'm not saying
Chilwell's a left back.
I'm not saying guys they're no better. What I'm saying is he's up there with him. I think we discredit.
One at a time.
Can he be Blue Star?
How?
He's playing in Scottish football. He's playing in the Europa League. Come on,
Jimmy. That's how we discredit him. Just because he's playing in the Scottish League.
Come on, look, it's a different. Look, I'm going to look. If you put James Tavernier in any of the top 6 teams in England now, the way they stand now, I'm telling you, it'd be a loss.
I don't think he would, Jimmy.
Oh, come on.
Honestly, I don't.
Matt Doherty at Wolves is a better back than he's playing for Wolves.
Jimmy,
Chilwell for Leicester.
See any English...
football. He's a crack. He does his best in Scottish football, but he's no better than a lot. Trent Alexander, he couldn't even lace Trent Alexander's boots.
Jimmy, every English player that comes up here, what's the first thing they tell you, whether they're defender or attacker? They don't get any time in the ball up here. When they're down there, they get far more time in the ball, and that would suit Tav's game down to a T. I'm telling you, if he signs and he goes down there, you watch him no matter what team he goes to. He'll be a revelation down there. He will be, I'm telling you.
You might be right in that aspect, but you'll not know that until he goes down there. But you're talking about like for like with the puddle drinkers, right? And then you're talking like for like with English Premiership players who play at a far superior level than we do. Let's not get any bones about that. I could name 10 right backs down there who are fit. And yeah, I've even gone to the Championship who are far better than James Tavernier. So I think if we think that he's a world beater, he's no.
I'm not saying that, Jimmy. What I'm saying is, I think he's far better than what we give him credit for.
You're saying that there now, but what you're trying to compare him. I mean, Kyle Walker to me is immense. Matt Docherty of Wolves is immense.
Right, okay, Kyle Walker, the World Cup for England was atrocious.
I'll pull one out there for you. Who's atrocious?
Kyle Walker in the World Cup for England was atrocious.
I'm not talking about the World Cup. I'm talking about the World Cup is a tournament, but a league is a league. So you need to pull it out the whole season. He's a dirty sod, but he's a tracking.
He's quick, mate. He's very quick.
Yeah.
Blue Star, I admire your fortitude, mate, but I think you've got to look at what we play against. Tab's improving. I hope he stays, because I think he'll be a big miss, but I admire your fortitude, and we'll see what it takes us if he gets any recognition. Obviously, his consistency is a big plus, the fact that he plays every week.
I just think if he went down there, I'm being truthful, I think he would show up a lot of people, especially our fans, because I think he's a far, far better player than what our fans give him credit for. I really do.
Laura Fox loves him. Fox?
I think he's a terrific player, mate, but I think you would need to wait to see how he performed down south if he ever left, mate. You can't just judge it on up here. And
as I say, we've had great players, Fox. We've had great players coming for leagues all over the world, and I mean great players. And what happened when they came to Ibrox? Couldn't play. So it works both ways.
Fair play.
That's a fair comment.
When I said that, when I said Ox, that I thought that Ken we maybe not realise how good he is. I meant at this level. I mean, I think he's probably as good a player as we're going to get at this level for right back. I think if, let's say for example, it was Brighton who went down to Brighton, I think he wouldn't get shown up down there, but I don't think he would. I don't think he'd be the kind of defender that we think he is down there. I mean, I think he was coming up against, it's not just a higher class, it's a different class of player down there altogether. I think when you were talking about somebody to replace him, I mean, if we got somebody for the top of the Championship or the middle of the Championship to replace him, we'd be doing well, to be honest. I mean, where did we actually get Tav? He came from Wigan, who were in the League One at the time, I think they were in. So you've got to look at what level we're actually talking about. Tav is a half-decent player, a good player at this level. When if you say the Brighton or even a Wolves or something like that, I mean, Wolves right back's 36-year-old and he's a good player. So I think you need to be careful about how good we actually think is, or how bad some people think is. I don't think he's terrible, but I don't think he's a world beater, to be honest, if I'm honest.
On that point, George, Andy Robertson was playing with Queen's Park a few years ago, so exactly. We don't know. He might get down there and be very successful if he ever moves, mate.
Well, that's the thing, Ox. I mean, he went down there and he went to Hull, and it wasn't long getting the move for Hull. And see if I'm perfectly honest, Fox, see when he was at Hull, I didn't think he was the greatest defender in the world either. And I'm not just saying that, Ken. The boys went on to 2 World Cup, European Championships, European Cup semi-finals, and that's fair enough. He now he's in the final. But when he was at Hull, I never thought he stood out beyond anybody. But somebody down there did. So he must have been doing something right, the laddie, for to get that big move. And now he's held his end down there against everybody, Fox. So like you're saying, you'll never know until if he does get the move to go down there how good he actually is.
Well, there's Van Dijk. Did any of us think he was a world star when he played with him? I certainly didn't.
I did, mate.
I didn't. I thought he was decent, but I didn't think he was the way he is now.
Oh, he could have been a striker, and he'd have still scored goals, man. He was too good for this league. You could see that, mate, and I hate to say it, but he was phenomenal here.
He's a magnificent player.
I mean, that Wanyama as well. I mean, I think they were miles ahead of folk up here, and you see what they've done down there. They're the two of them Champions League final. I think that Van Dijk was on another level. I've never said it when he was up here, but I think he was 77 million. That just goes to show you what he is. I think he's the best player, defender in the world now. So I think when he was up here, he was just miles ahead of absolutely everybody. been up here in a long, long time. Like
That's what I'm saying. It's all about opinions. It's the same with Alfredo. If Alfredo goes down there, you're not telling me he's not going to score goals. We all know he'll score goals, but it also depends on the type of team that you're playing in and the amount of players that you've got that are good and run about you. That's what it's all down to.
Yep.
And you need that big slicer of luck. And change a manager, whatever it comes your way, you just need that bit of luck, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
All right, where were we now?
Question.
We went off a track, yeah. What was the question? The actual question was who would, if Tav hypothetically did go, who would replace him in the current squad? Would it be Flanagan? Would it be McCrory? Or would it be Polster? I can't comment Polster. I've not seen enough of him at
Flanagan.
the moment. I would say potentially it could be Ross McCrory. JFK.
Potentially could be Ross McCrory, but I think we've developed Flanagan into a left back, and I like him in that position. So I know he obviously his right back is his position. The jury's out with me for McCrory. I still don't think he'll be there. And you're asking me would I put him in there? I don't think he'll be there to put in. So for me, it'd be Flanagan on the left and Polster on the right, mate. Even though I haven't seen Polster.
I think Cox would need to bring another one in. Quite honest.
Well, Flanagan hasn't got long to run with his contract anyway, is he? I think he's only got another
2
less
seasons
than a
ago.
year.
I got 2 seasons, Fox.
But he is a genuine right back, isn't he? He's not a left back.
Oh, he's a right back. Aye, he is a right
Aye.
back. Aye.
As for McCrory at right back, Ox, you've been saying that you fancy him to be a right back. It depends on which sort of formation we play. He's not going to be an adventurous right back if Ross McCrory can make it there. So I don't think he would fit into a 4-3-3 system, which we seem to basically play. You know, I'd like to see the boy go out and loan to a decent club. See what another manager thinks, what position he's good in, and see if he develops and pushes on, and then bring him back again. Because at the moment, I don't think he's going to get much game time at Ibrox.
It's funny how quickly things can change, yeah? A lot of people would have been the first name in the team sheet at certain times. George.
I don't know if George is.
Stardog.
I think we're a team that's going to play with wing backs, mate, and I just pray to God that Tavernier doesn't go, because if he does go, then we need to bring in a left back and a right back, because I think Stevie G's plan is next year to deploy wing backs like Tav and then somebody like Tav in the left, and I think that's what the idea was with Barisic, but obviously that didn't work out, mate. So I think we already need a left back, and I think Flanagan will be cover for Tav if he stays. So that's my thoughts on that, mate. I think we already need a left back, so I don't really want to be going and looking for a right back either, mate.
Noises for Barisic in the paper the last couple of days that he's got a good relationship with Stevie G. Nothing's happened.
He's got to say that, but while he's under contract, didn't he, mate? He's got to say that. He can't come out and say it's miserable and things like that if he's under contract. He signed a couple of year deal, 3-year deal or whatever it was, so he can't come out and say he's miserable. He's got to pray that somebody comes in for him in the summer and he gets his move, because I think that's what's going to happen there. I don't think Gerrard wants him in the team. He's not even made the squad the last 2 games, mate, so...
That's what I didn't want. I didn't want this to be a summer where our team's getting ripped apart. We're talking about possibly Tav maybe going, Barisic, but a lot of folk are saying he's maybe not done it for us. Maybe he'll need to go. There's a chance that Alfredo's going. And this is just us talking. Nobody might come in for anybody at all. Alfredo might go, and again, there's been the talk of Scott Arfield, but he's sullied it over the last few while. Obviously, Ryan Kent could maybe leave as well. I mean, that's what you didn't want, Walsh. I mean, you didn't want a complete new rebuilding job. You want to be able to have the bases of your 5 or 6, 7 players that's sort of there. you add, like we've been talking about, add these 3-4 first team players into this to help these guys out to push us on to that next level. Because if it's a new complete rebuilding job, we're sort of right back to square one again now. The only difference is Steven Gerrard's already been here working with the guys before, so I think that'd be a bit of a kick in the teeth for us, Ox, if we start getting our team ripped apart with teams from down south coming up here and picking away at them. You know what I mean?
What's the problem? Everybody's got a price, George, you know.
Well, that's it, Ox. I mean, we're talking about our 2 centre halves, but you can the big fella will go back to Nottingham Forest. Katic's took a game recently, but I don't think Steven Gerrard is completely happy with our 2 centre halves, so maybe be one coming in there, possibly 2 coming in there. So I mean, everybody has got their price, but I didn't want to see a complete rebuild job again, because that's not what Steven Gerrard wants to do this season anyway.
As long as we get Jamesy Milner, that's all I care about.
You've been shouting that one for a while.
Look, I'll not get up until it happens, I'm telling you.
You've been shouting that one for a while. I'll be interested to see how it pans out,
It was interesting, the boy that scored 2 goals last night. He was linked with us at the start of the season, Origi. I was talking about him maybe coming and loan to us in Yara. So,
aye, but realistically, that would never happen. You know what I mean?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
With Milner,
you know.
With Milner, realistically, it's happening. It's happening.
Well,
I'll tell you what, if it does happen, I'd be jumping over hoops the way he played last night. I'll tell you that.
Hey, just you watch this space.
Is that the strips you've got in your bedroom, hoop one?
No, I got slipped up there, didn't I? But seriously, the way he played last night, good grief, if we could get him, he would be a massive signing, he certainly would.
All we need is for Stevie G to trap him in a room for 5 minutes and that guy will convince MD to come to this club, mate, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm excited, as I said, guys, with the noises that Reid Defoe was coming up with, and I think that's how he came in the first place, not just because he was Stevie G's pal. When he came out and he told us straight, the Rangers fans should be very, very excited. He's been told roughly what's happening, and that's how I'm excited. I'm expecting a couple of major signings, I honestly am, and I think it's going to happen.
You feeling your water, Booster?
A day, Ox. Just the way the guy was speaking, and then Stevie G backed him up. And I'm convinced, Ox, I've got to be honest here. See if he didn't think he was getting back with the players that he thinks he needs to bring in. I don't think for a minute he would stay, and I mean that in all honesty, because he's got his own career and character to think about. I think he's being backed, and I think he'll be bringing in a couple of major stars. I honestly do.
Only time will tell. Can I thank each and every one of you? That tour just flew by, yeah?
Absolutely.
Can I thank Fox? Well, his dedication, Dad, put along the old school blue in the background and the technicals. Thanks for everything. George, JFK, Stardog, Blue Star, any calls? So, for everybody who took time to phone Rangers Radio tonight, this has been Rangers Radio. To all the fans on here, to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly the Rangers fans on here, keep it going. Keep it going for the Rangers, please. Take it away, Fox.